Welcome back to the channel, guys. Let's get straight into today's story. The backlash against Chancellor Rachel Reeves' budget is no longer coming just from economists or MPs. It's hitting the heart of British community life. Our pubs. Pub landlords across the UK are sounding the alarm, warning that skyrocketing business rates, combined with other cost pressures, are threatening to make last orders an all-too-real reality for once thriving local pubs. In places like Poole in Dorset, pub owners are describing the situation as pub destroyer after facing business rate hikes of up to £30,000. Some landlords have even gone so far to ban Labour MPs, including Rachel Reeves herself, from the premises. This isn't hyperbole or exaggeration, it's grassroots protest from people who see their livelihoods being hammered by a government they trusted to support small businesses. Now, pub owners say the combination of soaring business rates, rising staff wages, inflation-driven beer prices hikes, and a less generous relief system has them over the barrel. For years, hospitality businesses benefited from a pandemic-era relief, but that support is now being dropped or reduced, right when many pubs are still struggling to break even after years of disruption. One landlord in Poole tells Sky News that their business rates bill could jump nearly by £9,000 a year. Others face increases of 600 to 800% compared with old valuations. These are not small bumps in costs, these are monumental rises that can make or break a business running on thin margins. Now, this is where things get really political. Reeves and Starmer's government have repeatedly insisted that they are supporting small businesses, introducing relief packages supposedly worth billions to soften the blow. But the pubs, the real small businesses on the ground, disagree. They're not seeing relief that matches the pain. A £4 billion transitional relief package may sound generous in Westminster, but for a local publican facing tens of thousands of extra in tax bills, it feels like water in the ocean. Critiques are calling this stealth tax, a hidden tax rise that comes not through headline income tax changes, but through something much more insidious, inflated business rates that were quietly recalculated in the budget. Publicans feel betrayed, especially since Reeves herself has previously visited pubs and promised to help them. Now many are banning her and other Labour MPs in a protest, a symbolic yet unmistakable sign of anger on the ground. This situation isn't just about pubs, it reflects a broad economic pattern under the Labour government. The budget froze thresholds and expanded the tax burden, raising an estimated £26 billion in new taxes over the coming years. While Reeves claims she's protecting ordinary taxpayers by focusing on wealthier shoulders, the reality is that the small business owners and workers are catching the fallout. Business rates are effectively a tax on commercial property values. Re-evaluation in England and Wales has caused relatable values to soar, which in turn increases the tax bill, often dramatically. Many pubs, which tend to be older, traditional buildings rather than modern commercial estates, are especially vulnerable to these sudden hikes. Meanwhile, wage increases, including the rising national living wage, add another layer of pressure. Beer prices are climbing, supply chain costs remain high, and hospitality businesses say there's nothing left to give. One landlord bluntly told GB News that we can't give any more. That's how desperate the situation has become. Now, the public response has been striking. Over 1,000 pubs have joined a campaign to ban Labour MPs from their premises in protest over the budget's effect on business rates. Celebrities like Jeremy Clarkson have thrown their support behind the movement, amplifying what was once a local landlord frustration into a national grassroots revolt against Reeves' tax policy. From rural village pubs to urban boozers, publicans warn without meaningful reform, closures and job losses are inevitable. The British Beer and Pub Association has been vocal, saying the business rate system needs urgent change if pubs are to survive. But so far, ministers have only offered transitional relief, not the deeper structural reform that many landlords say they desperately need. People don't just go to the pubs for a pint. They're central to British culture, community life and social cohesion. When pubs close, it's not just a business that dies, it's a meeting place, a local hub, a piece of the national fabric. And that's why this protest has resonated so strongly across the country. Now, politically, this is a nightmare for Labour and Reeves. A party that once promised to protect working class communities is now being accused of destroying the cornerstone of those communities. Reeves' budget may have balanced the books on paper, but it's opening deep divides in the country, and pubs have become the battlefield. The backlash is not just noise, it's a real economic and cultural crisis brewing on the high street, and it will only intensify unless the government acts. The question now is whether Reeves hears these warnings before it's too late. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want more honest political commentary and don't want to miss what's really happening behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button and drop your thoughts in the comments below.